Hello everyone, welcome to my live session Let's Connect with Muhammad Ali. And as you know, in each session there is some beautiful guest, like-minded pupils, and we will ask about them and we will explore a new world of knowledge. So, without wasting on your time, we will welcome Amanda M Renaud in a great clapping, the best-selling author, the new CEO and owner of Magnetic Entrepreneur, Child Youth Treatments, and some on her initiatives. So let's start uh, with hello. How are you, Amanda?
I'm doing good. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited to be connected and networking with everybody. Really excited to be here for sure. Thank you for introducing me and giving everybody a little bit of information about me. It's awesome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda is from Canada, so it's an international session with Amanda, and it's her first experience to go live on Facebook. So, go on. My first question with Amanda is please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Amanda. I am an international best-selling author. I have over 20 years experience in retail food service management, and I am the new CEO of Magnetic Entrepreneur. I am super excited to be here, and I'm so glad that you guys could be here for us. It's so awesome.
So Amanda, everyone have a journey of life. They start from a pickup point. So, what's your pickup point?
My pickup points. Sorry, do you want to
Yeah,
just explain that a little bit for me?
yeah. Basically, everyone have a life journey. They go uh, to first step of the success. So,
Oh, okay.
what do you consider that? What's your first step in your
So
journey?
I so I would say it's a long journey and it's never going to be easy. There is always going to be struggles and hiccups and things that come in your path and come into your journey. And I think in order to achieve success, you've got to be kind of open-minded. You've got to stay positive, and you've got to have a sense of grit. You've got to be really strong because sometimes I think life throws things at people and it can be scary and intimidating and new. And, I think at the end of the day, what really matters is that you keep your integrity and your faith and you keep going no matter what. And I think that everybody has potential to overcome their struggles no matter what. And, sometimes we can feel down about our struggles and we can suffer, immensely. But I would say to those people, you have the answers, you know what to do, and focus on solutions and the blessings in your life. And that's going to get you a lot further than sort of just becoming a victim and having that mentality of negativity all the time. Like, that's not, I would say, if you're trying to succeed big things, you can't let little things bug you. And even when the big things do come and they do bug you, of course you're going to feel, it's going to be really hard for you to navigate sometimes. But I think that we all have the answers within ourselves, and it's just a matter of looking, within and really focusing on the things that you want out of life and just continuing on your path no matter what. As long as you show up for every single day, the good, the bad, that's what counts. So that's what I would say to anybody who's, struggling during their journey.
Wow, impressive. Really great answer from Amanda. Focus on your positivity solutions. Don't waste your time in negativity, and don't make your self belief lower. Believe in yourself. Okay,
Yes.
that's great. That's great answer. Um, Amanda, best selling author. Why? And only author, what motivates you to be an author, and on which topic your book is from?
I started off as a co-author with the Magnetic Entrepreneur brand back in 2017, 2018, right around there. And writing has always been a big part of my life. Reading has always been a big part of my life, and self development. I knew at a very young age that I was very passionate about reading and writing. I was very passionate about helping people and coaching them and, working on myself and being the best version of me that I could be. And so a part of that for me was really looking inside of myself and finding something that was something that I could relate to and that was, empowering for me. And I always found that within writing, reading and writing. So writing specifically was a way for me to get out some of the things that I faced some very serious things in my life and some very harsh traumas, and I had to work really hard to overcome that. So I took all of that pain and all of that suffering and I put it into becoming better and writing. And it was a type of freedom for me because it was the freedom of being able to say words and think words without the noise of the world around me and people always telling me how to feel or judging or criticizing, because sometimes I think people mean well when they're trying to be positive and enlightening, but sometimes when you are in something that is just so terrible, you can't always hear that, right? And sometimes all you can hear is yourself. And for me to get that out or even talk about those things, I had to use writing to do that. When I wasn't able to connect with others around me, it was always there for me. And reading was another thing because it always gave me like a deeper intelligence, a deeper understanding. I've always been the type of person, I got a curious mind. I need a ton of intellectual stimulation. And so reading really did that for me. And I could get lost in any subject. And it was just something that I just really loved and enjoy. And reading has come a long way since when I was young. So now they have ebooks, like there's so much out there when it comes to reading that anybody can do it. And that's the beauty of it. So that's what I really love about reading and writing.
Also, elaborate the names of your books and what the book is about.
So we have Magnetic Entrepreneurs, and that was the Women in Leadership. And we had Sarita Brown Travis, who did she did the foreword for that book, which is a family member of Les Brown. And that was a really awesome experience. I got to work with other authors and collaborate with them. And like that book was so empowering and amazing. And there are so many women out there who have this power to them. And it's so motivating and inspiring. And I just loved it. I loved being a part of that. And I loved hearing about other stories. And we had a huge event where the book came out, and I got to meet a ton of people there. We had a big award ceremony where I won an award, and it was so awesome to actually put faces to names, because sometimes when you're working and collaborating with other people, you don't always get to see their face. You see their picture and you hear their story, but you don't always get to see your face. So I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. And then the most recent book that I did was Collaborate to Succeed. And that was another awesome experience with really wonderful, like-minded entrepreneurs. And it was all their versions of success and what that meant to them. And, that was really awesome to do that as well. Again, working with some really awesome people, collaborating and networking. It was such an amazing process. I love co-authoring because sometimes you get this amazing combination of such creativity and intelligence, and it's just brilliant because it literally anybody can pick the book up and find some chapter or some piece in there that they relate to, and that's why I always get excited for book collabs. So my new book that's coming out is called Exceptional Minds, and that book is about entrepreneurs and having an exceptional mindset and going from just everyday thinking and living into being more emotionally intelligent and more mindful and cognizant of everything around you. And having an exceptional mindset to me means you do exceptional things. You always strive to do those things. So there's more details that are going to come out about that book and a course. So that's exciting. We're going to get deeper into it and do a course. And we'll release a workbook alongside with the course. And it's going to give people an opportunity to really show who they are and interact with the book and the programming. So I'm super excited for those. And I appreciate you letting me talk about that. That's so awesome.
That's great that you are working on so many books and really inspiring books uh, and really inspiring author. Uh, Amanda, I want to ask that there are so many authors in Pakistan and so many women who are
Mm-hmm.
housewives and plus they are business entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a housewife, it's difficult to manage both things, the business uh, and the home. So,
So
what do you give advice to those Pakistani women that you can do it or not? It is possible or not? Tell me, please.
So, I am a mom of three. I have a set of twins. They're almost four, and I have a teenage son who's 16. And I have a large family here, and my grandmother's here, and my mom and my niece, and everybody's here. Very busy household. And I actually left my full-time job last year to become a full-time author and business owner and really pursue this. So my advice was, I'll tell you what I did. And people think this is crazy all the time, but I say it's absolutely necessary. You have to work very hard at training yourself into good habits and routines. That is my biggest advice, is plan ahead, plan habits, routines, and practice self-care. Those things all matter. Reach out to your support systems. When you're struggling, be honest about it. If there's someone that can help you, absolutely take the help. If there is any kind of easier route to do things, do it. So I would get up at 3 a.m. and I would I work on my book and I'd work on all my writing stuff. And then I'd go to my full-time job and I'd be there, in between 9 to 10 hours a day, sometimes longer. And I would go do my full-time job. My children were in daycare. And then I'd actually come home, make dinner, do all the stuff with the family, do all that stuff. But it became a little bit unmanageable for a small period of time. And it's because I was giving too much time into things that, weren't really important. So it's all about time management. And it's all about, making time for yourself and taking care of yourself, being in a good headspace and being task oriented. You want to try to get tasks done and create plans and good, healthy habits and routines that are beneficial for you and the people in and around you. So you've got to be really organized, and you've also got to have, like, you got to be a little bit tough. You got to kind of challenge yourself and train yourself into getting into these routines, because you'll just slip back into old routines that didn't work for you before. You have to hold yourself accountable. You got to be honest about it, and track your progress. So if you got up earlier a half an hour for 7 days a week, bump it up. Get up an hour earlier. The earlier you get up, and the less time you're spending doing things that are not really of high priority. And you see it all the time. I mean, you got people and they spend hours watching TV or whatever, and that maybe that works for them. But if you want to do big things, you got to be a really good person who's driven, motivated, and able to manage time and organize with self-discipline. That's my best word of advice. Your family matters. You always got to make time for them. So you've got to put that time. You've got to force yourself to take that time. And that's what I would say mostly for anybody with a family but you can do it. You can do it, and you should do it. And I highly encourage you and empower you to do it. So that's what I would say for that.
Yeah, according to the Amanda, plan, manage, and you can do it everything. But if you can do it, no one come and say you can do it and push you. If
Yeah.
you want to do, you can do it. So you have to put time on earlier, get up earlier, and manage all the things, including home and business. If you have
Yes.
to work, if you have to be successful in your life, that's great answer. Um, okay. As an author, I have a question with you that what are the things that an excellent author have? Um, According to me, I also want to write a book as a beginner. So, as a beginner, can you teach me the main components of author as an author do?
So for new authors, I would say you need to figure out what you want to write about. Do you want to, what category you want to talk about? Do you want to do self-development? You want to motivate people? Do you want to write sci-fi, romance? You've got to decide what story that you want to tell. And what I do, and probably a lot of other authors, is I spend a lot of time in the phases of planning my book, because you want your book to flow. You want it to be organized and make sense, and you want it to be, raw. So I would say, like, and honest. So if that works for a lot of people, what I always tell them, and this does work, is organize it. So I start what I call shelling. So I pick what I want to talk about, the main points, the main characters, the main messages. I organize all those things and I shell it out. So if I know that I'm going to talk about, let's say a random topic, I'm going to do a self-development book on leadership. So what I would do for that is I would pick out, what about leadership do I want to talk about? Organize it into categories and subcategories. You're going to shell that out. You're going to be honest with what you're writing, and you're just going to write. And I would tell people, you've got to be creative. You've got to learn more words. I had to learn a lot more words out of, because when you're reading it, you want to kind of make sure it's creative, it has flow, and you're not using the same language over and over again, because that can get kind of boring. So you really, while you're writing, you also have to become a researcher. You've got to be ready to learn, because while you're writing and you're getting your ideas, you're learning different things too, because you might want to explore some of your points and your topics a bit deeper just to give you more creative side and more thoughts. So that's what I always do. If I know I'm going to include a chapter in there about something, I want to make sure I research it. You know, I'm looking at it from a whole perspective. I'm being honest about how I feel about that topic, and that I'm honoring my creativity, and I'm organizing my thoughts in a way that are easy to follow so you don't lose readers. You want to use language people understand. Like sometimes I found this in college and university, is sometimes you'd get a textbook and there would be these immense words in there that you just would not understand, and you'd have to go and you'd have to Google them and then come back to your textbook. That's the beauty of learning, though. It forces you to expand your knowledge. It forces you to be creative and really, and that's what I would say for any authors, is just organize your thoughts. There's all kinds of templates out there and tools and apps and all kinds of stuff that exists that maybe if you don't know what you're doing, they can kind of give you a direction and guide. Or you could get someone like me on your side and I could give you some pointers and support you. Talk to people who do it, right? And connect with people, get different opinions, collect all of your research, and then you know what? You take what works for you, and you value everything everybody says to you, but you got to pull out what you really need. And that's part of story writing, is pulling out the details that you really think are important, because sometimes we can write and we can talk, but there's easier ways to condense that and say that where it flows nicer. So that's the beauty about writing, is you just kind of learn how to do all of those things. Some people are natural at it, and some people it takes more effort. So it's just really about you and your style and how you learn, and your perception, and the how far you're willing to go. Are you willing to go and research and do the work to have more broad opinions? Are you willing to put that effort in there and make a commitment? Because writing a book is a huge form of self-discipline. It takes a lot, because you're going to have days where you don't want to pick up the pen. You don't want to pick up, touch the keyboard. You're like, I don't want to write today. But I made a commitment. I said, I am going to give at least 15 minutes of this to this for this. So I would say I'm doing 15 minutes of this type of writing today. And that's just that's how it is. And you have to keep, it's a level of commitment and persistence that very few people actually have. But there's always a way that you could be inspired and work that into your routine. And I say anybody who has a message should really write a book. It is a great exercise of self-discipline and perseverance. And when you get that final finished product and that book's in your hand, it's such a great feeling. It's a feeling of relief. It's a feeling of celebration, success, because you pushed yourself to get that story out there. And that's what it's really all about.
Yeah, thank you so much for a huge knowledge about an author, and what are the components to make the book, to figure out what you are talking about, research on your topic, what you want to write, and organize it. You have to be in a disciplined manner, and it is a great exercise of discipline. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much for huge knowledge. I want to know the company of yours, Magnetic Entrepreneur. What is the basic role and aim of the company? Uh, what the company is doing for the betterment of the people?
So Magnetic Entrepreneur is a company for entrepreneurs who are looking to network, work together with people. They're team leaders, they're leaders. They attract like-minded people, and they really want to succeed. They want to do better. with their life. They are willing and open and to collaborating with all people, networking, and it's more about, that magnetic personality is having a personality and being somebody that attracts that into your life. And so that's the concept of magnetic entrepreneur, is that in order to attract better, we have to have the personality to attract better. And it's always, magnetic entrepreneur, we want to coach people into succeeding and being the best versions of themselves. And we really were striving for success, and really, we really love when people are creative and still themselves, and but they're also willing to learn too. So that's really important. I think that magnetic entrepreneur has, before I took over the business, was a really good thing for me because it helped me gain confidence and knowledge and network and connect with people that I never would have dreamed that I would have even interacted with, never mind collaborate with. And it's all about, growing and learning and accepting your journey for what it is and making the most out of it. And people always have, like, when I always read a quote when I was younger, and it said, attitudes are everything. And it said, is yours worth catching? And that's something that always stuck with me. So when I saw what Magnetic Entrepreneur was doing, I wanted in, and I wanted to know everybody, and I wanted to be around those people and share that success for them. So that's what drew me into the business. I never at that time would have imagined that I would own the business or be the CEO of it. But I have worked really hard, and I have tried, to really challenge who I am and really go inside and grow and learn. And 1 year ago, I had a little bit of a relapse where I was back to some old habits. I was feeling really down, really negative. I started noticing that I was becoming very toxic, and I said, okay, I had to look at it. And what it came down to is I wasn't doing my very best. I could have been doing more. And I said, you know what, this is it for me. I'm gonna commit, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to give my life to being an entrepreneur and a writer, because that's what I really wanted. And when you're doing things that you don't really want, you're just agreeing to those things and making those commitments just because, that really does something to somebody. And it really changes the way that you view the world and the person you're becoming. So I always say to people, when you commit to things, make sure that you really are sure about it, and don't say yes for the sake of saying yes. Set boundaries, say no when you don't want to do things, and just, understand when you need to grow, be self-aware, not just self-aware about like how you feel, but how your presence and energy makes others feel. And when it is not good, you've got to recognize that and say, hey, I'm not doing so good. I'm making other people feel not good. And you've got to change that. And you've got to want to do that. And that's something I truly believe in and value. And I had to do that. And I came back. I worked really hard. I came back harder. And now I'm just, I've realized now what I've been doing and what I needed to change. So here I am again, giving it my all and trying to do my best. And you know what? As a person, we all make mistakes. We all have growing and learning to do. And it's a giant process and cycle. And you've just got to just make a commitment to being that magnetic person and really committing to the things you want to achieve. So that's what I love about this business and this company. So I'm excited to share that with everybody. And I hope that, people will really think about the things I'm saying, and they will reflect on that, and they will figure out within themselves what really is important to them and what kind of things that they want to attract in their life. So,
Okay,
yeah.
amazing mission and vision of the magnetic entrepreneur. Well, if someone as I am excited to for this question, that if someone wants to join your magnetic entrepreneur circle, so what's the process?
So basically, we're going to connect. We're going to have, we can connect on Facebook, LinkedIn. I have TikTok, LinkedIn. I have every social media out there. Um, Basically, we will connect. We'll have an interview. I'm going to listen to you and what you want to do, and I'm going to put all the resilience that I see out of you, and together we're going to strategize how I can best help you and what services that I can bring to you that are going to benefit you so that we can make things happen. Because I want to see everybody succeed. And I want that for them. But it's important that they want that, and they also are they're being true about the things they want and they want to accomplish. So that's what I'm all about. I want to connect with people. I want to have those conversations. I want to hear their everything. And then we just figure it out. We're going to figure out what you need, what you're looking for, what you want to achieve, and we're going to work on that. And so yeah, I'm an open person. I love connecting with people. And sometimes I connect with people and I suggest something and they're like, oh, well, I didn't even really think about that. That would be good for me. And they're like, oh, yeah, that would be awesome. So that's what it's all about, is connecting and meeting people and having positive interactions where you can you can discover things about yourself maybe that you didn't even notice before. And I'm really good at seeing that in people. So I want to bring that to others and I want to share that with them and I want to help people on their journey and I want them to feel motivated and empowered. So yeah, just I'm always a message away.
Yeah, exactly. Some ideas would change other lives. So I really appreciate what you are doing. And from this session, I would recommend all my followers, all my friends, all my family members to please connect with Amanda, and by connecting, you will see so many knowledge. If you don't connect with your personal profession, but some of the knowledge which is not uh, not given by anyone would change your life. So I recommend please connect with her, like-minded, and what I don't have words to uh, say that an awesome Amanda M Renaud.
Thank you so
Uh, so
much.
my question goes on personal to professional, that it's like uh, thinking question. Well, it's interesting question. I hope you will enjoy. Um, Give me the three words which defines you.
I am bold, I am magnetic, and I am positive. And
Uh,
yeah, you put me on the
okay.
spot there. I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's a small question, but it's like thinking one. Um, what is the best uh, thing in your country?
The best thing about my country,
Yeah.
I would say Canada is a great country for we honestly we have some really great people in our country who are friendly, who are very passionate about their love for the country and who continue to show that and fight that. despite all of the global issues in the world. And I love that about Canadians. They are so patriotic, and it's so important to be proud of your country and your heritage. And I love that Canada is a multicultural country where people can come here and they, they can be them true selves and who they are. And we always welcome them with open arms. And it's just a great feeling that we have a sense of freedom in this country. A freedom to be who we want to be, and that's really important because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, because some countries, I mean, they are very different, and the way that they function are totally different. And I am super proud to be a part of this one because we are so lucky and grateful in so many ways, and sometimes we forget about that through all of the stuff that's happening in the world. But yeah, that's what I love about Canada, and it's beautiful scenery. I'm not big on the snow, but I've come to accept it now.
yeah.
But yeah.
Basically, many of my relatives also from Canada, and that's true that it's a co-culture community where all are welcome. My next question is that what makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? Oh, I have a really really weird sense of humor. I laugh. I like laughing. I use humor quite often. I use sarcasm quite often. Um, I am a very honest person, so I love when people are just straight up. They're funny. I love humor. A lot of things make me laugh, but mostly I'll tell you right now is my children. They make me laugh and watching them and their response to the world and how they interact with the world because they're so young. That always makes me laugh. I get lots of laughs from them every day. They're very funny. And I love people with a sense of humor. Humor is actually one way I actually cope, believe it or not. People always know when I'm starting to go down the dark path there because my sense of humor goes way up. And so although I love the humor, some people don't know how to take it, but I think humor is a great way to connect with people and share laughs. So I really love humor, but a lot of things
Yeah,
make me laugh.
yeah. Laugh is very important in every person life because without life, the it's like flower which never blooms soon.
Yes.
So, so my question changes, and what is your favorite personality?
My favorite personality? My favorite personality is someone who is just straight to the point. They're honest, they're funny, and no matter what, you can always count on them to tell you the truth. Because I got to be honest with you, life is so busy, and to play guessing games and have to read in between the lines sometimes, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time. So I love my favorite personality is someone who is genuine and they're honest, they are charismatic, they're inspiring, motivating, positive, and they're I love straight shooters. I like realists too. Straight shooters and realists, I really have a lot of respect for those kind of people because it takes a lot of courage. And you've got to be very bold today to just be comfortable in a world like today where people are always judging and criticizing and watching to just be you, you know and it takes people who are just themselves. That for me is like huge. I really respect that. So that's what I would say my favorite personality types are for sure.
Okay. So, viewers, this is Amanda M Renaud, and an amazing woman with so many knowledge and skills. My last question is that give me some advice about this interview session. Let's connect with Muhammad Ali. And what do you think that connecting is good or bad? What do you want to say according to my session?
I think you did a great job. I think that you honestly that you give people the opportunity like this on your platform, and you use your platform to connect with other people, give them opportunities to talk about themselves and the things they're doing. That is fantastic, and I empower you to keep doing that, and I empower you to keep honestly putting making people think about things. And I like that you throw in questions that people aren't going to expect, because then you get to see a little bit of really who they are outside of the camera. So that I really like that. I think it's good you put people on the spot, because sometimes that's how we grow, right? So I really enjoyed that. I want to say thank you so much for having me here. I really enjoyed our time together, and I hope one day we can do it again real soon. And I truly appreciate the opportunity, and the opportunity you give to other people. That's amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. You are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Amanda, thank you so much for giving your precious time, your precious knowledge to my audience, to me, and I will say that please recommend me to those who want to connect in your country, and to those who are seeing me and Amanda, please interview her. She is a very nice woman, and at last I want to add that if you want to interview me and Amanda, she will be available for you, but in a professional way. Uh, that's I want to say that don't tease anyone, because many of the person don't have professional way how to talk and how to approach the interview. So to approach the interview, you have to make a message about yourself, and you have your podcast name, and how much time you want to take, and details of the podcast, and also send some videos regarding that
Okay.
to so that's my little recommendation. Thank you, Amanda. I hope
Thank you.
I will see you in future sessions with a great topic. Um, and your book, I will also recommend that please share your book with me. I will put them in the description box, so it's easy to
Perfect.
read them. And thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Okay. Take care. Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.